Understanding Prajnaparamita and Sunyata in terms of direction. How this name Prajnaparamita and Sunyata has to do with a lot of directions. So you can see it in the name. So in the Prajnaparamita name, if you break it down, Prajnaparamita, if you break it down, you will see pra means forward, jna is knowledge, para beyond or to cross, mita arrived, measured, limit, ita which goes. So you can really break it down. You can really break down the name that way. So you will see how the pra is telling you like that's like forward or self-arising, springing up, great, fulfilling. So you can look at this word in many directions or through different angles. So this word has multiple meanings. And Shna, Prajna, Jna is like knowledge, wisdom, Gyan, which is in Nepalese we call it Gyan, Pragya, which is Gyan, and Para, beyond or to cross. So Para in Nepalese is Paripati, and it directly translates to the other shore. So Para is like Pari, Par, Parnu, Pari, which is all about crossing, which is all about the other shore. So it directly translates to the other shore. And Mita, arrived, measured, knowledge, examined, measured in wisdom, weighed. So how I look at the Mita is like when you arrive somewhere, like when you arrive in the Mita, you go beyond the shore and you arrive. That means you have been measured and you have been weighed and you have been examined. And like, let's say Buddha is going to examine you. If you have gained the correct wisdom, he's going to measure you, he's going to weigh you, and that's how you arrive. So arrive is like you have been examined and weighed. So that's how I look at Mita. And within the Mita, you also have ITA, Ita, which goes. So I've written here many directions, different angles. So when you look at it, when you break it down, when you break down the name and you look at it, you zoom into the name and you look at every little part, every little direction that the Prajnaparamita is giving here. If you look into that, that opens up a different angle. That opens up a different view. So say if pra is just means forward, now you can go into the word pra and see what it really means. So the different meanings of pra will give you more angles in your Prajnaparamita learning. So all of this you can zoom into and find what the different meanings are. And we are all on a individual journey. So you will find different meanings. Like there were more meanings for these, which I was able to relate to. It has to be, let's say, unique to you and in your own journey, what you are understanding. So you can zoom in and break this down and discover all the different meanings, so you have more angles. That's why the direction is important, because it's not just telling you this is the way. Like Prajnaparamita is not telling you, showing you one way, but it's showing you through different angles and through all the directions, like the 5 direction, 4 direction, 10 directions that we have. Prajnaparamita is showing you all directions and giving all angles, so nothing is hidden. You can really break it down. And the reason for that, the name itself, Prajnaparamita is like direction, the name itself, is to give you all the different angles, is to show you knowledge from all the different angles. So you can look at it through so many different angles. And that directly correlates to all the different direction that her name consists of. So all these different direction, beyond, forward, arrived, gone, come back. So those are all different angles that you can learn about. And when you learn this meaning of the individual names and all the different meanings, and not just what they're showing you, but you can go in and learn what it means to you personally in your own personal journey with Buddha. And this system of like breaking it down like this, breaking down the name, in Hinayana, that is like going to the most atomic state. The atom is like the Hinayana system. So they learn and they take you to the point of like an atom, to the dot. And so they have that ability to like zoom into, their knowledge and perspective has the ability to zoom into like the most atomic state. So they're not learning on a superficial level. They're breaking down everything. They're breaking down bit by bit so that they can get to the atom. They can get to that single point. With the sunyata, because Prajnaparamita is sunyata, so with the sunyata, this breaks down nicely as well. So you have the word su, when you start su, which means good. And sun, S-U-N, sun, means gold in Nepalese. Sunya, sunya means zero, and sunye means like silent as well. And sunyata means zero and emptiness. So it's like sun, su, sun, sunya, sunyata. They can break it down into like that atomic system of the Hinayana. You can do that. Su, which is the first part of the name, Sujata, and Sugata, good and well. So Su means well or good, and Gata is gone. So Sugata is a Dakini that gave kheer to Buddha, and Buddha broke his fast from the food or the dessert, the kheer that Sujata gave to Buddha, and Buddha broke his fast to that. And Sujata and Sugata is the same thing for me. I think when Buddha was well gone, Sugata arrived and gave him the dessert, gave him the kheer, and he broke his fast and he was well gone. So that's what it means. I think when Buddha fasted for 6 years, he was like well gone. And the Dakini of that well gone arrived. So Su is like, Su means good in general terms, because in Nepalese you use the word Su for like Subhaprabha, which means good morning. It's good. And then you use the word Subharatri for good night. So Subharatri means good night. So it directly translates to good. So, and I think that word good is important, because we have to know whether the sunyata is like good or bad, or it's like, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Because many people are afraid of sunyata, and people are like, oh my god, sunyata is going to destroy everything and take everything away from me and take me to zero and take me to emptiness, and I'm really afraid of sunyata. They are afraid of sunyata, but the word sunyata has the word su, which is good. So do not be afraid of sunyata. Do not be afraid of the destruction. It is only destroying and dissolving all the ignorance that you perceive to be good. So your perception is incorrect, and sunyata is correcting your perception. Sunyata is telling you, that's not good. I am good. What you know is bad. I am good because my name is Sunyata and has the word Su in it. So this is good. So don't be afraid of sunyata. Then you have the word sun. So it sounds like sun, but it's sun. Sun is like sunnu, which is like in Nepalese to hear. So it directly means to hear as well. And sunya means, sunya is like silence as well, silent. So it reminds me of like when you have to meditate in silence. You have to meditate in total silence. So that's like you're meditating in sunyata. So that sunya, silence, is in the name sunyata, and whatever that means for you personally, to hear and silence. So it could mean something to you personally. And then you have the word sun, which is another word to say sun. Sun is also gold. And then with gold, you have refining and purifying. Sunyata is all about refining and purifying. So she's getting rid of all the ignorance. She's getting rid of all the grasping. She's getting rid of all your duality drama that you are a part of, the duality uselessness that you are a part of. She's actually has that ability to refine you and purify you and make you into a pure gold. So Sun has that character to refine and purify. So that character is in Sunyata. And then you have Yata, which is obvious. Yata, which is obvious, you have here, and Eta. So in Yata, you have Eta, which is here as well. So they are like two different types of directions, which mean the same, but maybe has a slight variation of what it means, because it has to have a slight variation. And then you have sunya, which is empty. And so sunya is like, it directly translates to empty, and then sunya also directly translates to zero in Nepalese. And ta in Sanskrit is meant to be ness, translates to ness. So when you have sunyata, you have sunya as empty and ta as ness, emptiness. So sunyata directly translates to emptiness. So that's very accurate. This is how you can break it down through the Hinayana system of taking everything into its most smallest form, into its most atomic form. And from that atomic form, you look up and you'll see this whole tapestry of things. You'll see the pra, you will see the shna, you'll see the para, you'll see the mita, you'll see the ita. And you might see more when you look up. When you have broken it down to a single point and you look up, you see all of these tapestry, you see the whole mandala of the paramita. And the similar thing for sunyata. So it's like you can break it down into its most atomic form. And that will give you all the angles that you need. So before you were just like sunyata, 0, 0, 0. But if you break it down, it's much deeper. It's like all these different meanings. And that will make you feel safer as well when you're working with sunyata, when you're working to collapse and dissolve everything. That will help you in the process. So if you just know sunyata, emptiness, zero, everything is collapsing, it can be a little bit scary. But if you look at it, if you break it down and look at each individual meaning, then you are able to not be afraid of sunyata, because you know the total meaning of it. It doesn't just mean, oh, she's going to come in and collapse everything and take everything away from me. It doesn't just mean that when you open up sunyata, when you break it down into like each atom, and you see each atom of sunyata, then you know the true image of sunyata. And you're like, oh, she's not just breaking it down, she's actually breaking down my illusion and breaking down my ignorance, because she's good. She's like gold, refining me like a gold. She is purifying me like gold. So it's like that. So you can look at it that way, through many angles, rather than being afraid of sunyata. And through sunyata, you can also have the word sugata, well gone. So it's good, it's well. So all this will help you not be afraid of sunyata, because people seem to be afraid of sunyata. I read somewhere that someone was saying, oh, zero sounds really bad in English. Sunyata translates to zero, and zero is like, sounds really bad in English. And I was like, people are afraid of sunyata because they don't want to look at sunyata as zero, and they want the meaning of sunyata in English to be something else. And it doesn't work like that. Sunyata will come and collapse that, because you're holding on to, you're grasping again. You're like, oh, it shouldn't mean zero, it shouldn't mean empty, it should mean something else. Give us a new word, give us a new translation in English for sunyata. That sunyata will come and collapse that, because it's like whatever you're afraid of, sunyata will collapse it, because that's the ignorance and that's the grasping. That thing is making you grasp. So the whole point of sunyata is emptiness, zero. And if you're saying, oh, we don't want to call it zero, emptiness, you miss the point. That's the scary part, because it's like once you lose the meaning, she will actually show you, and you most likely won't like it when she shows it to you. And so don't misinterpret sunyata. Just let it be. Don't be incorrect about her, and don't say, I want this, I want that. Just let her be as she is. And if you're not ready, don't go into sunyata. Do your basic learning first before you go to sunyata. If you're like, oh, sunyata is not zero, sunyata is not empty, that's a very bad translation, means you're afraid. Go do something else. Do your Hinayana. Go learn about suffering. Do the basic knowledge first, and then you can come to your Sunyata. Sunyata is also the highest knowledge. It's like your direct Vajrayana. It's like your Tantra. So if you're directly going to Sunyata and like 0, 0, 0, you're afraid of that, you're not ready for it. And if you misinterpret her, she will show you, because that's your grasping. But through breaking it down into its atomic form, you are less afraid of what this really means. And you're afraid because of your ignorance. When you break it down to its atomic form, then you have a wider scope, different angles, and you are less afraid because you have more knowledge now. You have more angles, you have more direction. So you need your initial basic knowledge before you can tackle sunyata, which is like she will break down everything. If you go directly to her, it's not recommended, because it's like very strong energy you're dealing with sunyata. That will like if you want to directly look at sunyata, you can read the book of Revelation and the destruction of this world. That's sunyata. So it's deadly stuff. So you do not want to directly approach that with ignorance and limited knowledge. You want to learn all the other stuff before you get to the sunyata. So during the end times, sunyata will be everywhere. Sunyata will like show up everywhere. So it might be actually even easier for people to directly step on the sunyata path, because the atmosphere in itself will facilitate the sunyata energy. Because like what we are going through as a human race with the Great Tribulation, the ground itself will help you quickly understand sunyata, because you do not have an option to hold on to anything, because everything is going to go away. And how I look at that directly is when they take everything away from the human race and put it in the mark of the beast financial technology, in that RFID chip. So they'll put everything in there and they'll take everything away from you. They'll suck everything out of this earth and they'll put it into that RFID chip, into a new financial technology. And that atmosphere is prime for sunyata, because it's like it helps you quickly realize sunyata when they take everything away from this earth, when they literally put everything in that RFID, and you cannot buy yourself without the RFID, as it is written in the book of Revelation. He will get everyone, small and great, rich and poor, to get the mark. And you may not buy yourself if you do not get the mark. So that's your zero. It's like everything is gone. You have money, but your money doesn't work. It's zero. Your money is zero. Without the RFID financial technology, your money doesn't work. Your money is worthless. So it's empty anyways. So that atmosphere is prime for sunyata. It's like you will learn sunyata very fast. You will directly see sunyata during the new when the new financial technology arrives, when the tribulation season arrives, you will see sunyata directly. It's like, wow, everything is gone. They put everything in that RFID. They put everything into that new financial technology. They put everything into crypto. Everything is gone. So you will directly realize sunyata in that way. So this is the reality that we are living in, and this is the atmosphere that we are in. And this has been my own journey as well, directly seeing the veils dropping. And you will see that through the RFID, you will see that through the financial technology. What I'm seeing now, you will see through the financial technology. And you looks like your path will be even more potent. It's like directly, boom, just seeing it, because it's like, wow, the whole world is gone. It's gone into that little chip. It's been sucked into that little chip. And you will just see sunyata directly. So I have seen sunyata through like all the disclosure and all the different things that I have gone through, dealing directly with the fallen angels and the beast system. And that's how I have seen sunyata. So it's similar, but it's a little bit different. So mine was more elaborate and more intense and more detailed, highly zoomed in, atomic. So I was able to go on that journey individually on my own. Tantra, through Buddha Father and through Christ, I was able to do it, because apparently the masculine, the Buddha facilitates the environment to learn sunyata. So the Buddha facilitates that environment. So the masculine is the method that facilitates the environment. That's why our Father in heaven is doing the Great Tribulation. He's facilitating the environment for you to see sunyata. So that's why you have to look at the Great Tribulation as the great destruction of like dissolving all the duality BS, all the duality construct, the false construct, the incorrect view the false construct, which is this duality that we are living in that ignorant construct, it's being dissolved. And that's your great tribulation ground. All of that is, they're showing you it's not real. So Father is facilitating that ground.